Welcome to another segment of Spotlight on Frazee. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, Hank.
Hi, Tanya.
Hi.
I'm here with Tanya Maston, manager at the Frazee Municipal Liquor Store, and boy, do we have a January and February coming up.
We have a lot of events going on.
Yeah, I know the big things there. We've got January 15th. Looks like there's all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, we have the Old Timers Dance in the White Pine Room. It'll be
Jerry's Dance Band.
That's from 7 to 10 in the White Pine Room. It's $5 a person to get in. In our event center that night, we have a benefit for Vern Lehman. That starts at 5 o'clock. There's going to be a chili feed, a silent auction, live music by the band Troubadour. We also have a fishing tournament.
Yeah, Sean Bachleitner puts that on every year. It's a small one, you know, you got to get a hold of him. We don't have his phone number, but it's they'll be also here that evening. Yep,
they come that night. They do all their raffling here at 7 o'clock. And then when the raffling stuff is done, they have the band Destiny here till 12:30 that night.
So we're going to have 3 bands here that night.
Yep, it'll be a full house. It'll be fun.
Yeah, the only place you aren't going to have music is if you aren't within 2 blocks. So.
We're also going to have a lot of drink specials that night, too, of the 15th. So,
I'm looking forward to that. That sounds excellent.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
And then, of course, the end of the month, we've got Sled Dog happening again. And it's just going to be a one-day event this year. Actually, on the 28th of January, there'll be a silent auction by the Frazee Thrift Store, and the event, the Eve Sled Dog race registration at the event center. And then the actual race will be on the 29th. And start time is to be determined, but everything should be over by 11 a.m. and that morning. And there'll be a biscuits and gravy breakfast by the Frazee Rescue, silent auction by the thrift store throughout the day, and the sled dog race person to contact is the club president, Neil Seeger, at 218-841-3401. We've got bingo happening that afternoon at 1:30 by the Frazee Care Center. And a cakewalk will be there from 4 to 5 o'clock by the Bethlehem Lutheran Youth. And at 5:30 to 7 or so, there'll be a chili feed by the Frazee Sled Dog Club. Awards will be about 6:30. And after the Sled Dog Awards, wrap up on the thrift store silent auction, followed by Sled Dog Awards and band. And so that's, and then Sunday, there'll be a brunch by the Frazee Rescue also in the event center. So, I mean, you know, it's a one-day event, but we're spreading it into 3. And it's all day long. There'll be something going on at the event center.
And they will have music that night, too, in the event center.
And then the last thing we kind of want to mention is in February, the Frazee Sportsman's Club will have their annual banquet here in the White Pine Room.
Yep.
And we've got some tremendous prizes coming up here. You know, I see $1,000 cash to start with.
Yeah, the raffle starts at 7 o'clock in the White Pine Room. There'll be bartenders down there. After the raffle and everything is over, we'll have karaoke up here by Party to Go. It's usually a pretty big thing. We have plenty of tickets here at the liquor store. If anybody wants a ticket, they're $10 tickets. But there's a lot of nice prizes that
Another
you can
gun
win.
safe this year.
Yep, there'll be a gun safe.
Yeah. 500 cash.
Yep. $250 gift certificate to Frazee Family Foods and to Ketter's Meat.
Yeah.
So there's some nice prizes.
Gas generator, 5,000 watt. I mean, you know, they only sell 1,000 tickets. It's a major fundraiser. We help with a Boys and Girls Scouts, the North Country Trail Association. We release pheasants in conjunction with Perm Sportsman's Club. And so, you know, come and help the club out. And, you know, I think that's probably about it coming up right now. But we're looking for you to be over here at the Municipal Liquor Store in the Event Center in the White Pine Room here. Come and see us. And Tanya will be happy to, with her smiling face. So with that, we'll be right back for another segment of Spotlight on Frazee. Welcome back to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm your host, Hank Ludke, and I'm here today with Fire Chief Paul Thone.
Morning, Hank.
Glad to see you here, Paul. You know, and I'm very proud to let people in TV3 land know that the Minnesota Fire Chiefs Association has given Paul the award for 2010 for Fire Officer of the Year.
Yes, it is.
That's a big one.
Well, thank you.
And, yeah, go ahead.
The State Fire Chiefs Association does 2 awards. One, 2,000 people of 2,000 people or less in a town, small town, big town, if you will. And we had 3 members of our fire department, Mr. Yuki and Robert Tolson and Scott Gieselhardt, they had seen a advertisement for it in the Chiefs magazine, and I had no inkling what was going on, but they had put together a letter of recommendation, if you will, and they smoothed it pretty well, but I think. But anyway, yes, this came up about 6 weeks ago, but I was awarded a plaque and stuff for this Fire Officer of the Year. And it kind of does, at first I thought, well, you know, but what it means is, I guess, it definitely impacted the fire department more than I realized, so. But we do have a great group of guys and stuff too. So.
Well, and the community. I mean, you know, here we sit, you know, about 1,400 people,
Yep.
And we've got, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best fire departments in the state.
Well, we think we do fairly well. Too,
I could be biased.
I've gotten comments from a lot of people around the community, you know, about it and stuff, and even a couple of people said too that it means well for, bodes well for the community. So, yeah, I was very surprised with the word, but.
Well, and
anyway.
you were also talking about some of the work that the department has done this year towards new certifications. And
this year in the fire department has been quite a year as far as training hours, and we've kept track of training hours for 6-7 years now. And it used to be 800 hours a year in training. I remember 2 years ago, sticks in my head, it was 1,284 hours. This year, I haven't seen the final number, but it's over 2,200 this year.
Yeah.
What we did back in April, there's a Firefighter 1 certification. So the whole fire department went through Firefighter 1 certification. We did the review of the test. We had to do 24 hours of hazmat training to qualify for that. And now this fall here, matter of fact, we just got test results back a couple days ago. We did Firefighter 2 certification. And there's very few departments that have done the Firefighter 2 certification as a group. We're also looking at next, probably January or February, starting, there's a wildland certification. It's about 20 hours, again, 24 hours of wildland certification, but what that does for us is it gives us a chance at some other federal grants available, you know, like a $25,000 grant. You know, and I'm sure it's going to be for wildland equipment, but it all helps. It all helps. Absolutely. Over the years, we've done FEMA grants. It was all spurred by 9/11, actually. It came about a couple years later, but the fire department in Frazee, or city of Frazee, has benefited. It's I know it's over $200,000 in FEMA grants.
Yeah, and we had our certification for them this year. Two classes that all of us went through.
Yes, that was another. That was a National Incident Management System, the NIMS classes. And we still got one other block some of the officers have. And the reason for the National Incident Management classes is if we have a train derailment, you know, where FEMA will come in and help with that tornado.
Yeah, like Wadena.
Like Wadena, you know, they'll come in there and they expect you to understand how they operate.
Yeah.
What the chain of command is, what they expect from you, stuff like that.
Their whole protocol. The other thing is, before we go, I want to mention, you know, we are looking for some volunteer firemen, and we have ads in the paper, and
yes,
you can stop at the city office and get an application if you're interested. But
right.
Paul, I really appreciate all you and the rest of the boys do for the city and the townships around here that support the Frazee Fire Department, and we look forward to getting our looking at new vehicles for 2010 or 12.
Yep.
And so with that,
well,
I appreciate it, and congratulations on your award. And with that, we'll be back next week for another Spotlight on Frazee.